One after another, some of Iran's most high-profile nuclear scientists have been killed. Since 2010, 5 have been assassinated under mysterious circumstances. What is the story behind this assassination pattern? Let's walk you through it, starting from what is arguably the most critical. On his way back from his vacation home outside Tehran, the most renowned Iranian nuclear scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, came under a volley of bullets and never made it to the university, where he planned to give a lecture the following day, despite the warning of his security team. No killer was physically present at the scene, but reportedly, an Israeli remote-controlled machine gun was. The gun was mounted atop a pickup truck on Imam Khomeini Boulevard and was kitted out with artificial intelligence and multiple cameras. According to reports in the New York Times and other outlets, the heavyweight robotic gun was smuggled into the country after it was broken down into smaller parts and then secretly reassembled in Iran. Although Israel refused to confirm or deny responsibility, an unnamed Israeli official speaking to the New York Times said that the world should thank Israel for assassinating him 2 days after the murder. Fakhrizadeh was the head of Iran's Organization of Defensive Innovation and Research. Western security sources believed him to be instrumental in Iran's nuclear program and the lead of Project Ahmad, a covert program purportedly aiming to develop potential nuclear bombs. He also seemed to be particularly important to Israel.
Remember that name, Fakhrizadeh.
While Fakhrizadeh was the most prominent among Iran's nuclear scientists to be assassinated, he was by no means the first. The oldest incident on our list is Masoud Alimohammadi, who was killed by a motorcycle bomb that exploded in front of his house when he was leaving for work. He was a university professor specializing in particle accelerator machines. However, his colleagues claim there was no justification as to why he was singled out. And at the time, a spokesman of Iran's Atomic Energy Organization said that he was not involved in the state's nuclear program activities. Iran prosecuted and hanged Jamali Fashi for the assassination. Fashi confessed on television that he was trained at a military base outside Tel Aviv.
He showed me a small model of the professor's house for the first time. It was the exact copy of the real one.
In 2011, a young nuclear physicist, Darioush Rezaeinejad, was working at a national security research facility and was shot dead by gunmen on motorbikes after picking up his daughter from kindergarten. Evidence of his involvement in Iran's nuclear enrichment program has not been made clear. 5 months later, attackers on motorcycle attach a magnetic bomb to Majid Shahriari's car, ending his life and injuring his wife who was seated next to him. The physics professor was on his way to Shahid Behesht University, where he worked while also collaborating with the country's Atomic Energy Organization. The fifth and last on this list is another young nuclear scientist, Mostafa Ahmadi Roshan. Roshan's bodyguard was driving him when a masked person on a motorbike weaved through traffic, planting a bomb on the car in a manner that ensured that the full force of the blast would hit the passenger. Roshan supervised a department at the Natanz uranium enrichment facility, a known site where Western leaders claim Iran is advancing toward the creation of a nuclear weapon. A building there was also destroyed recently, 9 years later, by a blast Iran blamed on Israel. Despite this series of assassinations, Iranian leaders seem to insist on what they call the country's inalienable right to have peaceful nuclear technology. Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi said lately that Israel has been unable to prevent its progress through sabotage, assassinations, and threats. The country has also recently re-entered discussions with the US to salvage the 2015 nuclear deal and have the sanctions lifted. However, latest reports on Iran's nuclear enrichment could hinder the process, as it shows that Iran's stock of up to 60% fissile purity is twice more than was previously reported, just below the levels needed for a nuclear weapon.